religious trends in ancient India towards the end of the Vedic period. The minute detail of the yajna rites acquired a new importance. Only the priest class had knowledge of those details. No other longer had the freedom to gain the knowledge. The Varna system restrictions became very hard in the course of time. A person's social position was decided by the Varna in which he was born, rather than by his achievements. That is why, from the Utpadan period, we see the attempts were made to give a wider scope to religious thoughts, not to restriction. It is only to yajna rites. However, the thought in Utpadan focused on the existence and nature of the soul. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand it. This gave rise to different sects that emphasize the worship of particular deity. For example, the Shaiva sect of Shaiva worshippers and the Vaishnava sect of worshippers of the Vishnu. Different Purans were written with references to these deities. Certain trends around the 6th century BCE made attempts to express religious thoughts in such a way that the common people realized that every person is free to find way of his own upliftment. This led to the establishment of new religions. This religion emphatically stated that discrimination on the basis of caste has no place in an individual's upliftment. The work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is of special importance. The proponents of the new thoughts. Jainism. Jainism is one of the ancient religions in India. The religion gives importance to principle of non-violence. According to the Jain tradition, a person who reveals religious knowledge is known as a Trihankar. There have been 24 Trihankars in all. Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Trihankar in the Jain religious tradition. Vardhaman Mahavir, 599 BCE to 527 BCE. There was a Mahajanpada known as Vriji, in which what the state of Bihar today. Its capital was Vaishali. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Kundaram, a part of Vaishali. His father's name was Siddharth and mother's Trishala. Vardhaman Mahavir left his home and all comforts for attainment of knowledge. He attended the enlightenment and 12.5 years of rigorous tapa. This knowledge was pure to the Keval, therefore he was known as Kevali. He was called Jina, a conqueror, because the joy derived from physical comforts and discomforts felt due to undesired things had no impact whatsoever on him. The term Jain derives from the word Jina. Vardhaman Mahavir is said to be Mahavir because he was the resilience, the courage to conquer all passions. After the attainment of knowledge, he preached for about 30 years to explain the essence of religion to people. To make it easy for people to understand it, he spoke to them in Ardhma Gandhi, a people's language. The religion that he expounded laid stress on good conduct. The essence of his teaching were good conduct, as contained in the 5 great vows, Pancha Mahavatras, and the 3 jewels, Tri Ratna. The assembly held by the Trihankar to preach to people was known as Samvasena. In Ardhma Gandhi, Samvasena was based on equality. People of all Varnas had entry to it. The Pancha Mahavatras, the 5 great vows, these were the 5 rules to follow strictly. 1. Ahimsa, non-violence. No living thing should be hurt, injured, or harmed through one's behavior. Satya, truth. Every speech and action should be true. Asatya, non-stealing. Asatya means theft, taking what belongs to others without the consent is theft or stealing. Asatya means not stealing anything. Aprigrah, non-attachment. Man tends to accumulate property due to greed. Aprigraha means not hoarding or accumulating anything in this way. Brahmacharya, chastity. It means living worldly pleasures and following the vows. Tri Ratna, the 3 jewels. The 3 jewels are the 3 principles. First is Samayak Darshan, right faith, Samayak Jan, right knowledge, and Samayak Chaitra, right conduct. Samayak means balance. Samayak darshan, to understand the truth in preaching of the Trihankar and to have faith in it. Samayak Jan, studying the preaching and philosophy of the Trihankar regularly and learning its deep meaning. Samayak Chaitra, strictly following the five great vows, a sense of his teaching. Among the teaching of Mahavir, Enakavada is considered to be very important in the quest for truth. It means pluralism or multiple viewpoints. In our quest for truth, if we focus on only one or two aspects or viewpoints and draw conclusions, the whole truth is not known. Therefore, it is necessary to pay attention to all aspects of an issue. If people follow this, they develop tolerance towards the opinion of other people in society and gave up the attitude of stubborn adherence to their opinion. Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people that greatness of man does not depend on his wonder but on his excellence conduct. In the Vedic tradition, the doors of knowledge had slowly been closed to women, but Vardhaman Mahavir gave the right to sannyas, the right to renounce the world, to women too. His teachings were love all living things, have mercy and compassion, and live and let live. Buddhism. Buddhism spread in India and in many other countries outside India. Gautam Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. Gautam Buddha, 563 BCE to 483 BCE. Gautam Buddha was born at Lumbini in Nepal. His father's name was Sudhavana and mother's Maya Devi. His mother's birth name was Siddharth. He had attained knowledge of human life in his entirety. That is what he came to be known as Buddha. He wanted to know why there is sorrow and suffering in a human life. He left his home and all comforts in pursuit to the answer to this question. On Vaishakha Purnima, he was sitting in deep meditation under people's tree at Urvela near the city of Gaya in Bihar. This is when he attended Bodhi, enlightenment or the highest knowledge. The tree is now known as the Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree or Bodhi Vriksha, and the place Urvela is known as Bodhi Gaya. He delivered his first sermon at Sarnath near Varanasi. His teachings in the first sermon were termed Dhamma. He set in motion the wheel of Dhamma in his sermon. Therefore, this event is called Dhamma Chakra Pavatan in Pali and Dharma Chakra Pavatan in Sanskrit. Later, he travelled on foot, Chaikra, for nearly 45 years to preach Dhamma. He preached in people's language, Pali, and Buddhism. The concept of taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is important. It is known as Trisharna. The essence of Dhamma, he expounded, is as follows. Arya Sattas, noble truth. There are four truths at the root of all human affairs. They are called noble truths or Arya Sattas. Dukkha, suffering. There is suffering in human life. The cause of the dukkha. There is cause of suffering. Dukkha nirvana. It is possible to end suffering. Paripada. Paripada means the way. This way leads to end of suffering. This is way of good conduct. It is known as Ashtigit, a eightfold path, Panchashil. Gautam Buddha asked people to follow 5 rules. The rules were called Panchashil. Stay away from killing animals, stay away from stealing, stay away from unethical conduct, stay away from telling lies, stay away from inoxidants. Buddha Sangha. He created a Sangha or bhikkhus to preach the religion and entered the Sangha were called bhikkhus. They too travelled on foot like the Buddha to preach Dhamma to the people. They were a separate Sangha of women. They were called bhikkhunis. People of all varnas and castes could embrace Buddhism.